I don't know about you, but I would just love to spend more time during my workday focusing on personal development, like training courses, knowledge-based learning, but other things just tend to take priority, and I think that's just become the norm for most of us. In its absence, the time to focus on personal development, I use my experiences in my day-to-day, the challenges I have, the successes I have, the times when I'm in my element, and also the times when I'm out of my comfort zone, learning from on the job. But there's also an alternative option to this. Over the last several months, I have latched on to a new way for personal development for me. In the evenings, I love to read. I don't watch a lot of TV. It doesn't tend to make me feel good. And I have, over the years, been sucked into and attracted to books that focus on my personal development that could be applicable to my day-to-day. And I have purchased so many of these books over the last several years, and I always come back to them, but I find myself flicking to the best bits, the bits that have made me pick the book back up in the first place. This is where book summaries come into play, and I'm really pleased to say that I am a partner with Shortform, and they are sponsoring this video, and you've seen me talk about Shortform before if you've watched any of my videos. And over the last, I guess, 4 or 5 months, I've been knee-deep in short form, focusing on my personal development. And in this video, I wanted to talk about how I use short form to lean in to what's meaningful, how I capture what's meaningful, and how I action what's meaningful. Hi, if you're new here, I am Jill, and this channel is all about trying to do life right with more of a focus on work life. So if that's your thing, you like the vibes, you like the content, why not subscribe and hit that like button? You, as a reader, will have your own genres that you're interested in: business, economics, entrepreneurship. Myself, I am very much interested in team management, leadership, productivity, motivation, things that I think that will help with my journey of growth and self-development. I keep coming back to the same books again and again, and having access to them in book summary format has been so good, because those favourite bits that I want to get to, I can get to so much more quickly. And this leads me on to the next part. How do I capture what's meaningful to me? There is a quick and easy way to do this within the Shortform app itself, and you just select the text and you select the note symbol, and it highlights the text, pulls it out and brings it into a section further on down in the Shortform app, and you can even write down a note on why that text is relevant to you. I've done this for snippets from my favourite books that I keep coming back to, and it's dead easy to find within the Shortform app. You go into your library, you get your favourite book and you click on the chapter section, and then you scroll on down to highlights and notes, and within that book all the highlights and notes that you have taken will be there, so that whenever you get that urge later on in the future to come back to your favourite book again, to read your favourite bits, they're all there, and along with the original thought that you had from that text. So this is the step within the app that you can take advantage of. I go a step further than this, because to support my learning journey that I'm on, I want to make the learnings that I take from these books, from these specific book summaries, I want to make them actionable. So I have a note saved with a list of all of these texts and thoughts and a specific action that I've taken away from them to apply that learning to my day-to-day to make me better at my job. Here's the note that I use. It has all the list of actions that I have almost implemented, with the exception of just one, and I'll get to that in a moment. But looking at this first book that I always keep coming back to, I've read the book several times, cover to cover, and I have gone back into this book summary several times. I've lost count, to be honest. Essentialism. And I think for people that are interested in this channel and follow a lot more content creators that focus on productivity, without a doubt, you've probably read Essentialism by Greg McKeown. This first action is an adjustment to my behavior of managing the stuff that I do day to day. You know, saying no whenever I need to, and also saying not yet, I'll get to that. So that's a behavior That's an easy one. I'm doing quite well with that because I've gotten into the habit whenever things are flagged lastminute.com. I actually don't believe that they're urgent because I've digged into it a little bit more because I'm asking those questions, and that is because of the learnings I've taken from this book. The second action in here was also quite an easy one, a very practical one. I found my favourite quote from the book and I simply printed it out and framed it, and I have it in a really nice spot in my office at work, just above my desk to the left of my monitor. And I have found myself looking at it so many times. I've actually found myself reading it out and sharing it with a direct report of mine who has recently came back from holiday and had a huge amount of work to catch up on, and to kind of help him get back into the way of working. I said, be ruthless and focus on what's meaningful. So the quote, having it up on my wall, has provided value already. The next book that I have come back to so many times, just like Essentialism, is Make Time. I have pulled out a key improvement from this book much more recently, and that is one daily focus. I have recently taken on a lot more work as part of my role. It has grown in breadth, and I am now supporting so many more teams. And my superpower is being available also to focus on those decision-making meetings to improve the way of working for those teams and the wider business, but also being available for escalations that come my way for quick, sharp decisions or quick directions on who can support this issue. And this has meant scaling back on my normal 3 biggest tasks a day that I have planned in for that day specifically to just one daily task. And within my task management system, Todoist, I have gotten into a really good habit of sticking a frog in at the top of my task. So I can see out of everything that day, there is one task with a frog, and if I get that done, I've had a good day. Another learning that I have taken from Make Time is improving my email schedule. I have a minimum 1 check late in the morning and 1 check mid to late afternoon. And this ensures that I come back to the inbox, not frequently, but I come back to it and have a quick scan to see if there's anything urgent or important or anything that I believe I need to move on that day to make some progress. And it means that putting these controls in place, it takes the frequent constant checks of my inbox throughout the day out of the picture, so I can just forget about it, come back to it when I need to, but focus on what actually matters outside my emails. And lastly, another book, and the last book in this video that I keep coming back to, is by Cal Newport, Deep Work. And one of the actions that I've taken away from this book summary in short form is implementing a much better email structure. Cal Newport talks about avoiding email ping pong. Response back, response back, response back. Bouncing the burden from somebody's inbox into somebody else's inbox, back into your inbox, into somebody else's inbox. It's not my problem anymore, it's your problem because I've just sent the email back to you. I want to avoid that. I try to shut that down whenever I see that happening in other people's emails that I'm copied in on. Please go have a conversation. Instead, you'll get to the action much more quickly. And forming my emails in such a way to avoid any questions, ambiguity, has supported this so much. And the last action that I have pulled from Deep Work, and it's a goodie, but I haven't implemented yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this optimally. I want to manage people's expectations whenever they send an email to me so that they don't expect a response straight away. I want to tell people that I check my inbox at a minimum once in the morning and once in the afternoon, and that on a Friday I have an inbox 0 rule. And that simply means I will review every email in my inbox. I will either respond to it or file it, or I will plan time in to do whatever work is required to fulfill that email and respond to somebody. How do I convey that message? I had thought about an automatic reply. That seems like the most basic way of doing this. But within Microsoft Outlook that I have to use in work, to trigger an automatic reply, I have to have my out of office on. I am not going to be out of office. I just want to send this automatic reply just once when this one person emails me so that they can go, oh yeah, okay, this is how Jill works. I will align potentially with how Jill works. Oh, I like the way Jill works. I will also implement that in my way of working. So I don't think that option of doing it that way is possible. The second option is improving my email signature, but I don't want it to be wordy. So I still haven't figured out how to convey this message in a snappy and brief way that delivers the message I want to deliver. Any suggestions are very welcome. But yeah, that is the last action from this list. I hope this video has provided you with a completely different view on how you can utilize apps like Shortform and really take advantage of how you can optimize the book summaries by using the notes, by taking the learnings you have taken from these book summaries and applying them to your day-to-day. So if you want to benefit from Shortform, you can click on the link just here to get a 5-day free trial, and also you can get a 20% discount off an annual subscription. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.